What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including the shocking reason why WWE really did bury Dolph Ziggler. Finally we have a reason. An AEW and WWE bidding war has started for Brock Lesnar. Heat on Charlotte Flair's NXT run. A huge superstar returns to NXT. WWE is upset with Snoop Dogg and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. And I also have a third channel. It's called Incredible. Please check it out. I'll be sure to leave that link in the comments. Now let's hit the intro and get straight into the first story. Now our first story looks at the real shocking reason why WWE really did bury Dolph Ziggler. The sad passing of WWE Hall of Famer Pat Patterson has led to some touching tributes to the gifted performer and creative mind, but a bizarre Vince McMahon story recently came up when Dave Meltzer chatted with Chris Jericho on the Talk is Jericho podcast about Patterson. During the talk, Jericho discussed how Pat Patterson championed Dolph Ziggler's push, but that push was halted, largely as a rib against Patterson. He mentioned Pat would always stand up for Dolph Ziggler in the booking meetings. He would say, "We gotta push Dolph. We gotta push Dolph. We gotta push Dolph." I think that almost led to Dolph getting heat for it, to where it would start doing the opposite just to piss Pat off, just to have him lose a lot. You know how Vince thinks, let's rib Pat and bury Dolph Ziggler because it's funny to me, even though it's a detriment to your company to do that. Is Vince McMahon clinically insane? Well, that's a question for another video, but if the story is true, it's just a reminder of how Vinnie Mac operates his billion-dollar company based on his whims, often ignoring the gifted performers surrounding him. What do you think of this story? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, an AEW and WWE bidding war may have started for Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar remains one of wrestling's biggest free agents, and fans can't help but wonder whether AEW might make the beast incarnate an offer too good to turn down. Recently, WWE Hall of Famer Gerald Briscoe discussed the situation on the Wrestling Inc. podcast, saying, "You never count anything out in this business, and you never say you're not going to do it or you won't do it. If the money is right, and I believe this with all my soul that Brock Lesnar would not do it unless he was offered one of those. As Ted DiBiase said, everybody has their damn price. If they come up and offer him this ungodly amount, I don't know. I know Brock never has to work another day in his life, and his grandchildren and their grandchildren will never have to work another day of their life." Briscoe noted that Lesnar has been frugal with his spending and is set for life. Did he save us money? Yes, every damn penny of it. But I think it would have to be an extreme circumstance, and I think he would pick up the phone and call Vince about the amount of money that he got offered and see if Vince is gonna go to do anything. And honestly, I think Vince would do something. As fans know, never say never is one of wrestling's most enduring maxims, and with good reason. Where do you think Brock would work if he was offered a boatload of money? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, conflicting rumors regarding Charlotte Flair's return. Now it looks like there's a number of conflicting rumors on Charlotte's return and the question of whether or not she'll be paired with her real-life fiancé Andrade. You may recall WrestleVotes recently reported that Charlotte may return with her fiancé as an on-screen couple. However, Inside the Ropes is reporting the motive behind the idea would be to have Andrade seen as a main eventer alongside the well-established 12-time women's champion. Sources have told ITRWrestling.com that while the idea may have been kicked around, an on-screen partnership between Charlotte and Andrade will not be happening and didn't even get as far as being pitched to Flair. Like most news stories in wrestling, it can be difficult to pin down what is a wild rumor, what is disinformation by the WWE, and what is actual news. But whilst we're on the topic of Charlotte Flair, there seems to be previous heat on her NXT run. A Charlotte Flair surprise win at the 2020 Women's Rumble, a surprise because many fans and wrestling pundits expected NXT Shayna Baszler to win, was followed by the Queen's equally surprising decision to challenge for the NXT Women's Championship. A conventional wisdom had it that Charlotte's role in NXT would have been to help elevate some of the Black and Gold brand's performers, including Rhea Ripley. However, that didn't happen, with Charlotte defeating Ripley at WrestleMania 36 and Ripley's star falling. According to Fightful Select, that wasn't the plan, and whenever NXT's creative team proposed a plan for the Queen, it had to go through Raw and was subsequently shot down. Ripley was supposedly set to win the match against Flair, and Bianca Belair would have wrestled in the match as well, saving Flair the pinfall loss. That would have actually added up a lot better, however that probably would have halted Bianca Belair's main roster run. Next up, Karrion Kross returns. Karrion Kross is back on NXT with the former NXT champion destroying Damian Priest in a brutal ambush. If you saw NXT TakeOver War Games, you'll remember the brief video teasing Kross's pending return on the 9th December NXT. Kross's manager Scarlett Bordeaux entered NXT's Capitol Wrestling Center, while NXT champion Finn Balor was confronted by Pete Dunne, Kyle O'Reilly, and Damian Priest about a title match. Priest asked Scarlett if Karrion Kross was waiting in the car while Scarlett handled his business. Priest's open invite for Kross to meet with him turned out to be a mistake as Kross laid out Priest. Next up, Shaquille O'Neal's AEW deal up in the air. As Shaquille O'Neal's appearance on Dynamite this week seemed to further the speculation that the NBA Hall of Famer could be stepping into the squared circle, much as he did when he competed at WrestleMania 32's Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. However, during a recent Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer cautioned that the star of the film's classics Kazam and Steel might not be as committed to wrestling as people think. That's one of the things I was warned about with Shaq. He likes to do things, but then he doesn't take it seriously. Some people warned me about Shaq with Cody that he might not take it too seriously as much as these guys want. Shaq appeared on Dynamite and seemed to be hyping a potential match between Brandy Rhodes and newcomer Jade Cargill. Meltzer's comments conflict with Shaq's previous desire to wrestle the Big Show a few years back, plans that Shaq claims the WWE kept pushing off until he finally grew tired and moved on. I don't be surprised to see Shaq involved in the Jade vs Brandy match, with Shaq eventually stepping into the ring. Next up, AEW and NXT booking big holiday shows. Both AEW and NXT look to be hoping to bring in more viewers during the holidays by hosting special editions of Dynamite and NXT. AEW has announced AEW Dynamite Holiday Bash for the 23rd December and a 2-night New Year's Smash beginning on December 30th and ending on 6th January. Special guests are mentioned for both New Year's shows, with Snoop Dogg scheduled for the 6th January edition, and as for the Black and Gold brand, there will be a New Year's Evil edition on January 6th, with Finn Balor defending the NXT Championship once William Regal selects Balor's opponent. Next up, it looks like WWE is very upset with Snoop Dogg. Snoop, who was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame Celebrity Wing in 2016, will be appearing on Night 2 of AEW's New Year's Smash edition of Dynamite. But Brian Alvarez discussed the situation on Wrestling Observer Radio. Regarding Snoop Dogg, I do know there are people in WWE who are very upset that Snoop is appearing on AEW Dynamite. As noted by Ringside News, Snoop is currently a judge on TNT's pending program Go Big Show along with Cody. While the news of some people in the WWE being upset with Snoop seems like low-hanging fruit, it's important as it shows how the Wednesday Night War has led to celebrity fans like Snoop Dogg checking out AEW, and that the WWE is no longer the only name in town. Next up, Roman Reigns responds to Goldberg calling him out. Goldberg recently called out current Universal Champion Roman Reigns during a recent appearance on The Bump, leading to fans wonder if WWE is going to book the two much as it had planned for WrestleMania 36 until the pandemic put the program on hold. Now, in case you missed it, here are highlights of Dollar Bill's diatribe on the Tribal Chief. He backed out on me at WrestleMania. He stole my move God knows how long ago. He continues to perform at a subpar level. Roman Reigns doesn't seem to be in a hurry to face Goldberg and tweeted, "I never wait in line. I am the attraction and I choose who's next." And that's Kevin Owens. Obviously, the WWE isn't going to throw away a Goldberg vs Reigns match on a show such as TLC, and it's more likely to happen at WrestleMania or a WWE Saudi show. And finally, a new title match has been announced for TLC. And last but not least, the WWE has announced another title match for this upcoming TLC pay-per-view, with the Hurt Business's Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin now challenging the New Day for the Raw Tag Team Championship. The Hurt Business have been unsuccessful so far in their hunt for Tag Team Gold, but that could change at the pay-per-view. Currently, there are no special stipulations for the match as of this writing. But there you have it, guys, the wildest wrestling news, stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram and Facebook for exclusive lists, check out Incredible if you can, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.